So, this is take 3, by the way, of doing this. First off, hi, hello, and welcome. My name is Aidan. I am a haunter, I am a Halloween enthusiast, and I like to bite off a lot more than I can chew with projects. Particularly, I did a project called the Spirit Halloween EP Superstore. It was an album of Spirit Halloween related songs. I like to do things way over the top for things I love, and this is no different. So this morning I announced probably the biggest and most ambitious project that I've ever taken on, and that is I want to do a Spirit Halloween related documentary. And if you're seeing this, then it happened and I succeeded. If not, I'm not talking to anyone. This is all just me and a couple of friends, but the filming and the editing, it's me. There's no crew. I'm in a room by myself right now. So it's a big project for a couple people, big project for one person, but I'm excited. Yeah, we'll go with that.
A lot of dedicated people.
From what I see it, it is just basically people who are more invested with Halloween itself.
A big part of what brings everybody together is spirit, so...
Well, the Haunter community it has its ups and downs, but when you get to the nice people, it is an amazing community with, you just never stop talking about your interests and your love for Halloween. It's great.
I'm Frank. No one really knows me, and it's pretty coincidental that my screen's black, even leaves me more anonymous. I've been, spirit info finding for, this would be like my 6th year. I love doing it, and I'm glad I've met a lot of different people along the way. There's not really much else I can say.
I think people know me in this community, but, Chad, Halloween Haunter, YouTube channel, 5K. I've been working with info finding, I think, around the same time as Frank. And, every year we get stuff and we see it. For the most part, it's been pretty fun. I mean, there's been a lot of drama behind it too, for sure, but it's been pretty fun to try to find stuff.
I'm Ashton, Mr. Halloween on Instagram and YouTube. I guess I could say I've been info finding since around 2018. It's very, it's fun. Kind of feel rewarded for being able to find all the stuff early on. So, yeah, and I love sharing it with my friends in this call. So that's me.
A lot of it is like basically website finding, you know. I mean, going on the website, trying to, you know, find different numbers and then see what it comes up with. I feel like also a lot of it is tracking shipments in, you know, seeing what new props are coming in or what returning props are coming in. A lot of it also is asking Spirit themselves, whether it's like emailing them, seeing if we can get any sort of info out of them or live chat.
And like, you know, like January through about March, every night at 11:30, I would check pages and see if there was any sort of update, and that's eventually it paid off. Good things come to those who wait, and we got a bunch of tabletops and hangers and animals.
Every night before I go to bed, I set my alarms at 6:30 a.m. and 7:30 a.m. so I can check stuff. And then I usually wake up about 10 o'clock, and I check the links so often. I check them every hour. I mean, I'm really on top of that. And it's been in the past. Like I'm usually like one of the first to find it because I check spirits like a hawk. I'm not getting up until I find something.
It's like all about trial and error. It's a lot of shots in the dark. You pretty much have to analyze everything, you know, what a company would do and try to find if you could, you know, maybe source info that way, you know. With the shipping thing, I remember doing that years ago. I remember doing that in like 2016. You know, all this stuff comes from China. Well, there's got to be some documentation on how it got over here.
It's very funny because we literally just check the weights and we're like automatically connected with another prop. Like that's like a lot of dedication just to connect a prop and then buy like the freaking weight. Like that's like a lot to do.
Yeah, optimization it's crazy now. It's increased like tenfold since I started, and I mean especially with different people bringing in, you know, different minds and thinking of different things. Yep, it really helps.
I just want to call out someone because it'll help me with a segue later on to someone else I'm interviewing. They're not in our group, but they are getting very good at this, and that is GMHaunts, Griffin.
Hello, my name is Griffin, but you probably know me as GMHaunts on YouTube. I make Halloween content, a lot of them. But I love Halloween. I do a lot of spirit stuff. Sometimes I find stuff early. Sometimes I get lucky. And I guess that's all you need to know about me, I guess. So the way I found it was this all happened all the time when they were updating stuff and putting stuff in was when I was still in school. It was like the last couple of months and weeks of school. Now, I was doing only 2 days a week at the time this was happening because of COVID, and I was only going in 2 days a week. Now, the days that I'd be going in, I had created this schedule where I only normally had to wake up at like 6:30 or something to go to school. But as soon as I had found out how to do all this stuff and find information, I set my alarm to like 5:30 because then I wanted an extra hour because it takes a while to go through all this. So I had gotten used to waking up at that time in the darkness, by the way, in the complete darkness, except for my monitor, and going through this monstrous spreadsheet that had every interesting link that was found during the season. So on that, it was only like a week or two before, I had added this graveyard shift link because I thought it was going to be something interesting. So I had added it, of course, because it was a new thing, and I was watching it. So every day when I would wake up, it added it to something I would do. So I would check animatronics and dolls and everything like that, but then I would also check this. So one of these days, it was one of these days where you really wouldn't expect anything to happen, but I wanted to do it anyway, because I just always want to do it. So I was going through it, and I don't believe anything happened that day. It was like nothing, everything was the same as it was the night before, and then I get to the graveyard shift. So I load it, and all of a sudden, the clock comes up with the sticky note, the return the thing, and the blueprints, and I swear, I'm sitting in the dark with like the monitor illuminating my face, and I swear my jaw dropped, and I wish I was filming it. And it was just the most insane thing, because I honestly thought that it would be something, but I didn't think it'd be something like that, because Spirit has never done anything even remotely similar, so I never expected to see something like that.
It's kind of funny, because I was actually camping when this came up. I was at the beach, and I'm on the boat cruising, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I got freaking the graveyard shift now. So
I found it, and it's counting down, and my eyes are just darting around the screen.
Yeah, Griffin sent me the link and said, hey, you gotta look at this, and I opened it up and saw the countdown. The first thing I did was try to extract the background image, which worked. It gave me the clock and then the actual background, and that's when we started piecing together these animatronic parts. We had Henry and we had Mr. Howell. We didn't even know Henry's name at first. That wasn't until the mobile background. It was a matter of I went onto my phone to look at it, and I noticed that there was no black fuzz around the clock. So I immediately went and pulled it off, going into onto the Spirit website and pulling the mobile version, and I was able to see, hey, there's nothing obscuring this. It was Ashton who ended up putting it all together for Henry Hustle, putting that image together.
Yeah, that was really cool the way he did that. It was quick too.
And I remember, because on this day, I remember like we didn't know what it was at first, and I remember we were trying to figure out like what the context was, and I remember we even checked like the link, the tab number thing, and it said like animatronic sneak peek on it, and we were like finding out like all this like little information.
And I was so like just anxious to be able to get home.
The way I first found out about the Graveyard Shift Countdown, I remember there was so much buzz on Instagram. All of a sudden, everyone just started posting about this strange page that was on Spirit's website. And I remember freaking out, like, what is this? And there's so much buzz, so much hype going on. So I go to the page, and I'm like, what could this be? And I saw the countdown. Like, they're definitely counting down to something big, and lo and behold, they definitely were.
When I first found out about the countdown, I was actually in a parking lot of a hardware store. I was sitting there in my dad's truck on my phone, and the notification popped up from Mr. Halloween Haunter. He was the first YouTuber I saw that actually talked about it first. I'm sure there were others, but for me, Mr. Halloween Haunter was the first YouTuber I saw talk about this.
My first thoughts and theories on the countdown were, well, first, this is what I did. I had to break down the whole page, you know, like, obviously the countdown was one part, but then there's the blueprints behind it and stuff. So once I did all that, I started theorizing on what this could be. Obviously, the sticky note saying Return to Factory and the little Spirit Halloween Factory logo on one of the blueprints immediately gave me, and I'm sure a lot of other people, the idea that there's going to be a factory theme this year. I knew right away that we were getting a factory. Now, for my thoughts on the countdown, I was like, oh my god, they're counting down to something huge. This is going to be big. This is going to be something that Spirit Halloween has never done before. This is going to be Spirit's biggest year yet. Those were my immediate thoughts. And I was definitely a little bit worried that we weren't going to get any normal sneak peeks, which is kind of true. I was a little bit disappointed by that. But overall, I was just like, oh my god, this is crazy, and I cannot wait to see what they have planned.
So, I am currently on vacation in Alexandria, Virginia. I wasn't going to do anything documentary related while I'm here, but of course the info finding team has gathered some information that not only will we be getting some returning props this week, but hopefully also maybe an actual new prop or two, maybe a flashback. We'll see. But that's our prediction. So I brought the camera. We'll see what happens while I'm here. If it happens, I'm here to document it. So we'll see.
Spirit is just continuing to surprise us.
I am speechless about this.
This is insane.
I got up really early. I got up at like 5 o'clock because we asked live chat, when is these props returning? And they said Crouch is returning this day. So I woke up pretty early because I thought, Crouch is coming back. I want to see that. He didn't come back, but I refreshed the Instagram page and it was like 5 seconds ago. They posted a teaser. And I'm like, holy dog shit, this is crazy, right?
That was the most insane thing, and the thing that made it the most insane was that the time it released, I was at school. So with the clock, I had found it before, and then I was in school. But for that one, I got to lunch, and when I got and looked at the phone, I already had a notification. It had gotten released like a half hour before, and at first I wasn't really thinking about it. It was just a Spirit notification. So I didn't really think of it to be anything, especially with Good Times doll on the thumbnail. I more thought it was gonna be like I don't know, like a make. I don't know why I thought that, but I thought it was gonna more be like a tutorial of something because they do like spiderweb. I thought it was gonna be more something like that. But I played it, and the first time I didn't really understand it because it was moving so quick, and again I wasn't at home to really be like staring at it, or it was like small, so I wasn't in the prime time to be able to actually understand it. But the thing that got me was when Wacky's eyes showed up. Like that was, and I swear, if anyone who was around me during the day who was watching me do it, which I don't know why you watched me do it, but if you were, like you saw me actually, my eyes were like, I was like so shocked when that happened because I was like, oh wow, that's really cool.
Now, obviously, that was the biggest part of that trailer, or the teaser. I mean, the Wacky Mole being there just blew everyone away. I kind of knew we were going to get him back after Uncle Charlie's return, but I didn't know we were going to get him back the exact same. That was definitely the biggest surprise out of that entire teaser for me. I loved how they brought him back exactly the same.
And so when they uploaded this teaser, it got me really excited. And of course it only shows a few things in it, and of course Wacky Mole Clown in the background. So, yeah, I mean, it was really interesting.
That same week, that Wednesday, his shipments came in at least. And we're
Wacky the Mole.
They're like, yeah, Wacky the Mole.
Wacky the Mole.
We're like, there's no way they wouldn't drop that, right? There's no way. And even like, we were getting hints about it, we're like, there's no way it's not, right?
All right, so unfortunately, I just went through everything. Midnight check was unsuccessful. No Wacky Mole still. Crossing my fingers, and I really believe he's going to be listed tomorrow, which would mean his stock photos have to go up tonight. But unfortunately, nothing yet. So I guess I'll talk to you in a little bit when I have an update, but no Wacky Mole as of yet.
So it is the next morning, and there were no wacky updates, but such is life. This is part of the process. not getting things when we think we're gonna get things. So we're just gonna keep watching and see what happens. Yeah. Okay, so it is July 1st at 9:03 p.m. and I was actually just editing part of the documentary that you just watched and that you have been watching. And the reason I'm looking at my phone right now is because Spirit sent me an image. The official Spirit Halloween Instagram account has sent me an image. And I look at it, it's a movie poster for The Graveyard Shift. So, Spirit, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, time to analyze this. Here we go.
I checked my phone, and I was like, holy shit, there's this new fucking poster. It looks awesome. And there's Mr. Howell in it. And that's kind of, I think before that I started to really like Mr. Howell, just judging from the blueprints. But it wasn't, I think that one really kick-started it.
I thought it was interesting that Spirit Halloween was direct messaging other haunters.
Even though it was small and it didn't really have any information, obviously Evelyn Leach's name was in it, but at that time, like, we didn't really know what that meant. We didn't know, so, but even though it was small, it was really cool to see them doing something like that. And again, the fact that it was unexpected just made it that much cooler.
I was definitely really excited to make a video on that since it was super unique. Like, again, Spirit Halloween was way different this year in terms of their sneak peeks. I like how they're trying something unique.
I don't know if y'all remember, that was a pretty big day for us, import-wise.
Oh, yeah.
Factory floor and assembly line.
Oh,
That
wow.
was funny. Like the hard hats and the megaphones and stuff.
Yep.
Right, yep.
I mean,
Megaphones.
we already kind of had like some speculation because we have people who are like, oh, this is gonna happen, or there's spirits doing this year, and we're all kind of like thinking, oh, they're gonna maybe do a factory, and then this is all kind of confirming that, kind of.
We've known about the factory for a long time. We found out about the factory in May.
We've known about
Which
it.
is fucking insane.
Yeah, our
Yeah.
info finding prowess really, was brought to another level.
What were the initial thoughts when we got the names?
Okay, well,
What the fuck? I'm bowling right now. I don't know what the fuck to make
I'm
of these.
thinking to myself, I remember freaking out because, when Henry was first in the teaser for the website for Graveyard Shift, I was in love with him. You guys already know I'm a Henry guy, right? But when I heard Harriet House, I'm like, oh shit, like it's actually like a duo prop.
It's a family.
It's a family prop, it's like a duo.
The Hustle family.
Oh my gosh. Like Harriet and Henry, I have to get.
I tried to find certain things. Yeah, I was like, well, there's Nightcrawler, he's definitely coming back, but there's a Night Stalker.
Orange Band. God, when
We got the
Orange Band
vampire.
was kinda fun.
we got the quote unquote vampire, yeah. When we had the prop named Mr. Dark, I associated Mr. Dark with the vampire, quote unquote, which was right, but it's not a vampire.
I just saw like the shadow in the wall, and I was like, okay, different. And then it kept going on a little bit. Then we saw the first image of Buzzsaw. My first thought was, oh my god, it's a new Leatherface prop, and I was so excited. And I said that in my video, and that's not what it was, but close enough.
Absolutely loved the checking out all the new props in that one. We definitely got much better glimpses. I believe Buzzsaw was in there, a few others, and it was really cool to do another breakdown. There's definitely a lot more to look at in that one, a lot more new to look at in that one, and it definitely kept the hype going for Spirit Halloween, I definitely feel.
I do like the fact that they added, I don't know, like 3 more images or clips in that video. It got the hype up even more. Even though if it's just 3 pictures, it really added a lot more to it.
That was a huge moment. And
That was. It's always a huge.
I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, Beetlejuice, like, because I knew Beetlejuice was coming out, you know. Obviously, we all kind of knew it was coming out next year, but I just still couldn't believe it. You know, I still couldn't be like, what? He's actually there. And we saw Beetlejuice, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Henry is a freaking sexy mofo. That dude is awesome. When we saw Grimm, we're like, oh my gosh, the 8-foot weird ass skeletons in stores, because we hated that audio. We're like, this guy's gonna suck.
Yeah.
This guy's gonna suck.
But suddenly,
that all changed. But we're
then
like,
we got better photos, and he looked all goofy, and we were like,
Mr. Dark. We kind of thought maybe it was a Hauntress.
Right.
Yeah, we thought they were like a ton of Hauntress.
Hey, I remember you're like, there's 4
would have been really weird.
400.
But I was freaking out because the themes were so awesome. I remember like some of the first things I thought of. I was like, well, this looks a lot like Last Chance Gas. It really reminded me of that, the back theme, industrial sort of shit.
Right.
And then it was this overwhelming
I agree.
sense
That's
of
a good
like,
point.
oh my god, I kind of don't like the props.
Yeah.
But they very, very, very much grew on me, and now I think that this is one of the best lineups ever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of take that back entirely.
So today is the 12th of July. It is 10:38 p.m. I have no idea if I'm going to even include this in the documentary. I just need to say that it has been a much crazier ride than I think I first anticipated. A lot has happened in the last couple weeks that has made me not want to do this anymore. Not want to do this documentary anymore. And it's taken its toll on me. It's stressing me the hell out. Not gonna lie. There have definitely been positive things, but a lot of negatives. And I was kind of spiraling a little bit mentally about, specifically today, possibly canceling the documentary entirely. And I made the decision to hold off and to stop and to think. And I'm not canceling it yet. So it was already a difficult day, and then a couple hours ago, pictures from the store setup manual showing the themes or ISEs, in-store experiences, were leaked and posted to YouTube. So I'm going to stop this segment here because I go on to talk about a very controversial topic, which I just mentioned, leaking. I originally did want to include this, but I feel like it doesn't really fit the rest of the documentary that well, and I don't want to bring that negativity in. So, yeah, we'll just go on to the next section. I'm back in my room, in the dark, filming another little segment. I'd like to formally apologize for the sheer volume and amount of these segments, but I feel there would be no continuity if I didn't include these. Tonight is July 14th. It is 10:16 p.m., which is why I'm being a little quieter. The graveyard shift drops in just over 12 hours. And I don't know what to expect. But it's time. It feels like it was just 31 days and now we're here. So let's play the waiting game some more.
When I first saw the poster that was sent to some people, I thought it was just a normal teaser for their usual upload of the themes with all the props and stuff. but hearing people discuss the possibility of it being an actual movie made it make more sense to me. So I think that Spirit is going to release a short film that reveals most, if not all, of the props and the themes. Spirit has done short films in the past, so what's stopping them from making another one?
Okay, so as you all know, the Graveyard Shift countdown runs out today. Now, I wanted to do something special for the release. Something completely different from what any other haunters are doing. And then I thought of, what if I watched the Graveyard Shift in front of the Spirit Halloween Flagship store?
Well, I wanted to do a live stream. Like, even once I had first discovered it with the 30 days, I was like, instead of just doing a video, and at that point I hadn't known that anyone else was going to do a live stream, I was like, it'd be unique to do a live stream of it. Because also, if I do a live stream, I can catch my real reactions of it. Plus, I don't have to edit a video of it, so I can get it out faster because I don't have to worry about editing it and being one of the first people, because live, I will be the first person because I'm doing it in real time.
The night before, I was watching Fear Street Part 2 on a call with my boys, Billy, Blake, and Daly. That was pretty cool, and I remember getting really hyped for the Graveyard Shift that night. We stayed up late and shit. I was like really excited. My plan was to go to sleep that night. I did not go to sleep that night. Chad ended up calling me in the morning.
Oh yeah.
And telling me everything updated. This kind of leads into the morning time. So
the next morning was crazy.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm live, I think. I should be. Hello, welcome to the live stream. I have no idea what's happening. I'm, like, insanely confused, and I think everybody else is. Something happened. The Spirit Halloween Graveyard Shift clock ended. I don't know if this is a glitch. I don't know if this was supposed to happen. I know that it was supposed to end at 11 o'clock, but it's out right now. And it just ended for some reason. I don't even think it ended. I think it just changed.
And I was like, oh, did they release another trailer for it? That's kind of weird. And then I watched it. And then I realized, like, right after, because they're showing all the props, I was like, oh my fucking god, that was a Graveyard Shift. I just watched all of it.
Okay.
Yeah, because I thought it was just a little trailer. I thought
too.
maybe like 30 minutes before they were like, all right, here's a big trailer, and then you're gonna get like kind of like this movie thing.
I was preparing for this. I had my whole setup. It's similar to the one I have here. I had it all set up. I was slowly getting ready. All of a sudden, I refreshed the page, and it's up. And I was like staring because I was like, what just happened? It's here, and I was so upset.
My expectations were not met, unfortunately, but I do feel like all the props we did get, even though they didn't release all of them, which are what I was definitely hoping for. I thought it would just be like Tragedy Strikes at Spirit Acre Farms or The Haunting of SS Riptide. I thought they were just going to drop that to us in one day, but they only gave us 10 props, so I mean, I was kind of disappointed by that. But I do feel like the quality of the props and what the props were definitely met my expectations, and I was really happy to see all of them nonetheless. Even though we didn't get everything, it was still really nice to see at least 10 of them.
What, if you were to describe opening day with one word, what would it be?
New Year's
Eve.
Eve. Perfect.
The final week was when it started to get really exciting. The final day, I actually can't say I loved. I did not like the final day. Now, the reason I didn't was because I didn't expect this to happen, but I got hit with so much stress about it. Like, as I was packing up my final things, I had packed up all of my clothes and everything, but there were final materials that I couldn't pack until the day of, like my camera and everything, because I didn't know if there was going to be something happening, so I wanted to have it out still, just record a video just in case. But when I was like the final hour before leaving, I was packing up the batteries once they were fully charged, my camera, all my equipment for recording, and I was so stressed out that morning. Like, it was honestly not fun that morning of, because I was so stressed out. Like, it was honestly bad for me. But from leaving the house, I was super stressed out, but then half hour into the drive, I was like, okay, I started to get more excited for it and not so much stressed out. More like, all right, now it's looking good. And then after that half hour, it was the most fun thing ever. The finishing the drive there, and then hearing that other haunters were getting in. And I remember like driving over to the Atlantic City sign, with the airport was on the right side of the bridge there, and watching as airplanes. We were stuck in a little bit of traffic, and me and my dad, who brought me there, we were watching airplanes come in on the right, and I'm like, I had seen some other people like post pictures of them on the plane, and I'm like, that could be another haunter. And it was like more like the idea of like all of the people are like driving on the same road right now, and or will be in a couple hours, and we're all going to the same place. And it was such a cool feeling of like everyone is here at the same time in the same place, and there was so much excitement around it. It was such a big thing this year.
Okay, oh gosh. So, well, before I came to New Jersey, I was, in Utah, and I flew to New Jersey. I came to New Jersey, and then I met Andrew, Griffin, Matthias at Flagship on the 30th.
The day before, I got the Flagship, took some photos. Then about an hour later, Chad was like, yeah, I'm gonna stop at Flagship. And I'm like, okay. And me, Griffin, and Matthias go there and we see him. We got to meet his dad. I got to touch Hugs times, my hand. I haven't watched him since.
I actually stopped at the store twice. I stopped when I first got to Egg Harbor. We stopped and I filmed something for a vlog that most likely got canceled for me, unfortunately, but there's a lot of footage there. Then I went back later in the night to get some more footage of it and meet up with some other people.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here day before opening, July 30th, 2021. I met up with some people here, some fellow haunters. You might know them from YouTube.
I was there for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I don't know.
I think there were a lot more.
Was it? I don't even remember, honestly. But then I went home, not home, but the hotel. And then I went to bed at 8 o'clock.
Honestly, I didn't think I'd be able to sleep the night before, but honestly I was, because of how tired I was. So I was.
I woke up at 2 a.m. My plan was to wake up at 4. I woke up at 2, and I couldn't go back to bed, so I just got ready then.
I went to bed, 10:30, woke up at 2:54, then woke up at 3:54, then woke up at 4:54.
Why is that so specific?
CM Reaper, Caden, he slept over at my house the night prior. We were just all giddy. It was like Christmas morning. When the 31st came, we both woke up at 3:30.
I woke up at 4:30 in the morning. It's about an hour and a half drive. Went from where we are to Egg Harbor.
Woke up at, I think, 5 in the morning. I think we set our alarms for maybe a little bit, maybe 5. I think it was 5:15 actually. And that was when it was it's happening.
So we woke up at 5 or 6 because we live 3 or 4 hours away.
So we leave about 4:55. So we get there at 5 o'clock around there. I actually call a couple people. I call Ashton, Blake, and Josh, and when I'm calling them outside Flagship, and it's really dark out. And we had our camping chairs out. It was very fun. I kept trying to spy and looking to see if I could see anything, but it was all boarded up.
My hotel was 20 minutes from Flagship. So I just got there, and then I saw 5 people were outside already.
My dad yells, "Ryan!" when he comes out in his car. Ryan!
So funny.
And then in the morning we left for Flagship at 6 in the morning.
Then right after that, I set up my chair and I said hi to Chad and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Andrew and Matthias showed up, and I kind of just clumped together with them pretty much the entire time. And then like Chad said, we all walked over to the side of the store, and we were all talking and being loud and stuff. You could see it in Andrew's video. There's a lot of we were just all just joking around.
Well, I found the lost city of Atlantis.
Now, I have to say, when I woke up, I was a little bit nervous, and I'll explain why. I checked the phone, and the first thing I had seen was the Spirit Halloween Flagship group chat. Andrew and Matthias, Mr. Halloween Hunter, and Horrible Boo had written that there were people there already.
So the day before, I was like really excited and stuff. This was my second year going. I went in 2019 too, and I like did not sleep at all. I went to bed at probably like 2 a.m, and then I live about 2 hours away, so I got up at 6 and then ended up leaving around 6:20 once I found there were people there since like 5 a.m.
When it got a little lighter out, I went downstairs. I was like, peeping in my parents' room. Mom, it's time to go to Flagship. She's like, huh? How many people are there? I'm like, there's like 5 people so far. He's like, oh, okay, let's go. Okay, we gotta get there early. She was all on board with it. When I was telling her about this like weeks ago, that we were gonna get there like super duper early. So her and my dad took me and Kaden, and we got there probably around like 6, 7-ish, I want to say. And we got, I think my mom brought me like Wawa and stuff like that from just food to eat out there in like the lawn chairs we just sat in. Yeah, it was crazy, the whole anticipation of it all.
So we leave the hotel, we pull up, and it was so incredible pulling up to the store with that line there, with the sunset in the background, with people in lawn chairs. It was, and especially for my first time ever going to Flagship on opening day or at all during the season, it was just so cool pulling up to the store and seeing the sign and then filming and going in the line. It was the most incredible thing ever, and getting to meet all these people for the first time that I've spoken to for months and months and months, but then meeting them for the first time, it was so incredible. Getting to do it was just an overwhelming feel of this is really, really cool.
I was kind of rushing over there because I saw that there were people lined up, and I was very surprised at how many there were. I know one of the highlights of my car ride was getting a voice message of everyone chanting "The Wheels on the Bus," which was I enjoyed that very much.
The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town.
So I arrived at, I want to say 8:30, or no, I arrived at 8, and it was chaos from the moment I got there.
Oh,
it was just, I walked up to people chanting "Ew," which was good. That was very entertaining.
We got in an hour's worth of traffic, an hour away from Flagship. So everyone's like, "Where the hell are you?" And I'm like, we're near there. We're near there," but we really weren't. And so I get there, and it's absolutely crowded. It's insane. I didn't expect it to be that big of an event. But I saw everybody, and then I immediately regretted going.
I'm trying to say, it wasn't really that long before that we decided to make it something bigger, because normally it's on a Thursday, and we just all go from the office, get there at 11:15, and the most I've seen over the years, maybe is 50 people. And when it was moved to a Saturday, that's when the discussion was, there's going to be a lot more people coming. So then the company decided to do something bigger, and do the numbers, and then, let's do gift bags. So the marketing team pulled that all together. I was there that Thursday before, where everything was going to be outside, who was going to do what time everyone was getting there. And I got there, I was going to get there later, but then when I heard how many people and how soon they were getting there, I got there at 7:45.
Sat there for an hour or for a couple of hours, hung out with some people like Ecoop's Videos, Brook Thunder, Animatronic Guy. We all got together and walked around.
Just waiting around, talking to a bunch of people, got to meet a lot of great people. And yeah, it was a really good time. Just overall had a really great time talking to people. I think that's definitely my favorite part overall, except for the store and everything, of course, but just getting to meet everybody was probably the most exciting part when I was there.
I mean, any specific events that stood out to anyone?
All the way behind the banner.
Yeah, I was about to say the one behind the banner.
It was a lot of oohs and ahs. So like people expecting them to open the door so we can get a little sneak peek on the inside. They're like, oh,
I was just like frank. He's like, we should be getting a line soon. I'm like, yeah, that probably should be happening in like a minute.
Yeah.
And
It's just formed a giant clump.
We out here, Spirit Halloween Flagship 2021.
It's the moment we've been waiting for. People are lined up at the door. Months of hope in which we confide. With so much prep work from each and every side.
So I remember when we started chanting, "Let us in, let us in."
We've made it to this point, there's no turning back. Quick stretch out your legs, don't let it fade to black. Get your grabbing hands ready to run and retrieve that prop that for so many months you only could conceive in your mind. But it's time, yes it's time, oh it's time.
First and foremost, we got a 25% off coupon.
So I curved to the left, and somebody else already had Griff, so I was like, shit, I gotta get Pennywise now. So I saw Pennywise and I grabbed him, and I darted to the back of the store. I see Justin and Chad like are at the dolls, like they're like tearing shit down so that they can get stuff.
It was just really frantic originally getting into the store and just seeing everybody and how packed it was.
We run right past the cash register, right past the assembly line, and right to the thing, and there's one Mr. Howell. My dad grabs it, I tell him, grab it, and he's holding it.
It was the best feeling, just grabbing the first wacky ball after all that planning to get him.
So what's next? Today is September 18th, 2021, and it is officially the last day of production on this documentary. My original intention was to end this story after the last segment, but at this point, the story is far from over. One thing I've neglected to talk about throughout this documentary is the stock issue, the fact that especially in the animatronic department, there are still props that have yet to show up on import data, that are still sitting on barges overseas. In the past few days, we've finally started seeing a resurgence of props in stores, but there are still at this point some that have not been seen anywhere. On top of that, we have tons of online-only prop listings that are still laying dormant. Now, do I think we will see everything in stores this year in a timely manner? Yes, I have faith and spirit to make this year happen as smoothly as possible, but it's a story without an end, which leaves this documentary with a bit of a cliffhanger. So, we'll just have to see.
This is the sequel to the famous Spirit Halloween. I put Grandma in a Motel 6 and spent $100,000 on animatronics. Talking Spirit Halloween made me rich, so now I'm gonna throw a party and unleash my spirit. I turned my house into a Spirit Halloween. I've got clowns in the kitchen, I've got Krampus on the keys, I've got ghouls and skeletons too. It's almost Halloween, baby, yes, you know what to do. You got to unleash your spirit. You got to unleash your spirit. Krampus, unleash your spirit. You got to unleash your spirit. Now I'm Bob before I post with the boys. I got swingers in the other room making all kinds of noise. I got Handless Helper bringing me hors d'oeuvres. I keep forgetting Scarecrow's in the corner and he's getting on my nerves. My house is possessed by Spirit Halloween. I threw out all the smoke alarms and installed fog machines. I had a dream, and my dream came true. It's almost Halloween, I think you know what to do. You got to unleash your spirit. You got to unleash your spirit. Scarecrow, unleash your spirit. You got to unleash your spirit.
Alright, I'm in Lake George, and I'm pretty sure that's Reaper's Island Village hut on a boat.